Hi, this is Jason Major from Sweaty Hero Comic Bargains, and this episode is focusing on comic bargain bins found at a sidewalk sale at Paper Heroes in Windsor, Ontario a few days ago. So here's my brown bag, and here's all these books, of course, are A's and worth reading and looking at. So we got Beware the Planet of the Apes. So you can see that it says 20th Century Comics Studios. That is a Marvel book, Marvel Comics, which is owned by 20th Century Studios, both owned by Disney. So they've started their own 20th Century Studio comic line through Marvel. And Aliens, Predator, and Planet of the Apes are so far the only three titles as of 2024. Hopefully there'll be many more. There are a lot of different licenses that they could pick up of that. This one is meant to be a prequel to the original Planet of the Apes film starring Charlton Heston, to the point where they even use a couple pages of the original artwork from what was called Adventures of the Planet of the Apes, which adapted the film. And then the story is basically a prequel of what happened to Nova before the events of the original film. Well, that's kind of cool. It's a $4.99 US book. Just because it was overstock, it was in the dollar bin. Then we have another recent copy. It's Batman Spawn. Now, there were two Batman Spawn crossovers a few years ago, and one that DC did, and one that Image did. This would be those two happened at the same time. This one happened in 2023. Todd McFarlane wrote it. Greg Capullo did the artwork, and this cover is by Greg Capullo. McFarlane, I'm assuming he only did inks or something, and this is I've read this book. It is basically takes a lot of the stuff that Batman with the Court of Owls and with the Joker. There was a version of Joker from like the New 52 era, and so there's a lot of moody artwork. And so you have Batman and Spawn in this title, and they're teaming up. I would love to see Spawn take on the Spectre, but he would lose because the Spectre is the vengeance of God. But you do have some cool artwork, and it is like a nice double-page spread of Batman and Spawn here. So that's cool. You'll never probably see a Spider-Man Spawn. I'll show you that much. This is from the 1990s. You have the 30th anniversary issue of the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man, and to celebrate, 4 different Spider-Man titles had hologram covers. You can't really see this on this because it's not reflecting well. But anyway, so this issue, and all of them also, there's some sort of story in which they retold the origin from a different point of view. In this case, the origin is retold from the point of view of the agent who founded Spider-Man and put him on national TV and didn't know that he was Peter Parker, of course. That's an interesting side story that I've never seen explored. Because it was weeks that he was Spider-Man before Uncle Ben was shot. So why didn't he tell Aunt May and Uncle Ben that he was Spider-Man? Like, he was just like, oh, I'm Spider-Man, I'll raise enough money and then I'll tell him. It would be an interesting side story that someone should do. But this story involves Mysterio. There's a nice poster with Spider-Man 2099. And I've read this book, and it's just a classic, cool Spider-Man story. Here you got here's some of the artwork. Alex Saviuk did a lot of the art for Web of Spider-Man during this time, and he's a great artist. Howard Mackey did a lot of the writing. He later on would go on to write Spider-Man for many years. Great book, if you can find it, especially for $1. This is $3.50 cover price. And sometimes if you would find this in mint condition, you probably would find it at $6. This says $6 here. So this again was just like him just wanting to get rid of some old back stock. Here's another fun book. Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe. If you're a fan of if you're a fan of any humor books from Marvel, Fred Hembeck, he has a particular drawing style, so you can see how he draws people. This is his Punisher, and in this comic book, it's very tongue-in-cheek, breaking the fourth wall a lot, and just how you can see like his Spider-Man there. Fred Hembeck did a lot of little stories like this for Marvel. In some of the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man annuals, you'll see a little like one of the backup features will be like Fred Hembeck presents Spider-Man's top 30 villains or love interest of Spider-Man. A lot of fun with Fred Hembeck. If you want a laugh, go read a Fred Hembeck Spider-Man book. I've been contemplating whether I should open this or not. I mean, I've read it before, so I know it's an A+. But this one has the X-Force team card. The only one that's really worth money as of 2024 is the one with the Deadpool covered. But like the fact is that you can find this in a $1 bin, brand new condition. A beautiful condition. I am tempted on air to open this and like make someone sad and go like and drive up the scarcity of X-Force, but I think that I will hold on to it and let someone else buy it for me for $1 at Vintage and Vinyl, so they can enjoy the process of opening it up because it does have the trading card. But this is a fun book. I should have bought an extra copy. There were extra copies there, and I missed my chance. I should have bought an extra copy just so I can have the fun of opening it. But X-Force #1, it is a fun book. It still holds up as a fun, enjoyable ride. So does X-Men #1. So those are like just examples of what you can find at a sidewalk sale for $1. All excellent books that have given A in terms of reading or story. But like you can, and like I said, and in this, like in case Batman Spawn, like it's a $6.99 US cover book. So you'll always find great deals if you go through those bargain bins. Keep going through the bargain bins. Find comics that you love to read, and as always, stay sweaty.